Hello students, Sacred Art High School welcomes you. Today we will study Chapter 10, Force and Types of Force, Part 2. Magnetic Force. The force exerted or applied by a magnet is called magnetic force. The material to which objects made from iron, nickel, cobalt, etc. gets attracted is called magnet. This property of a material is called magnetism. Metallic objects are easily attracted to magnet. Frictional force. Frictional force refers to the force generated by two surfaces which are in contact with each other. Example, when a carom piece is flicked lightly, it slides over the carom board but stops at a certain distance. Here, let us consider carom piece to be a striker. Another example, a ball rolling over a flat ground stops at a certain distance. Why does this happen? When two surfaces rub against each other, the force of friction comes into play. Force of friction always acts against the direction of motion. It is always acting in the opposite direction of the motion. When the striker is flicked, it is in contact with the surface of the board. Hence, the underneath part of the striker and the surface of the carom board are in contact with each other. And when the striker moves, force of friction is produced. And this force of friction stops the striker from moving ahead. Let's take another example. Take two pieces of smooth paper and two of sandpaper and rub them against each other. What do you notice? The smooth surfaces can be easily rubbed against each other because the force of friction between them is less, while rough surfaces cannot be easily rubbed against each other because the force of friction between them is much greater. Force of friction is generated mostly in the rough surfaces. It is possible for us to walk on the ground only because of the force of friction. If there is no friction, we would slip and fall. A force of friction is generated between the wheel and the wooden plank let down under the car. Hence, it can be pulled out from the mud. In short, the force of friction can be either decreased or increased as desired. Electrostatic force. Let us study this force by doing some activities. First, spread small pieces of paper on a table. Rub a piece of thermocol or an inflated balloon against silk cloth and bring it near these pieces. Here you will see that the pieces of paper are getting attracted to the inflated balloon. Second, rub a plastic comb against dry hair and repeat the above activity. When you do this, you will see that the pieces of paper are getting attracted to the plastic comb. Why does this happen? Static electricity is produced on materials like rubber, plastic and ebonite. Ebonite is also known as hard rubber, and such electricity is produced due to friction. Static electricity is produced at the place of friction. Static electricity remains on an object only for a short duration. The force exerted by such electrically charged materials is called electrostatic force. I hope you have understood this part. Thank you.